Alright, now let's go ahead and create the command here, and let's call this create movie command itself, which is going to create any movie which is going to come here. And let's say create movie command, and what it is going to take is basically request, and that is going to come from mediator itself, and that's going to return that, let's say, movie response. And that's what I was talking in the last clip, because this is going to have some response which needs to be returned over here. And let's clear this class here just to get rid of this error. And what I'm going to have is, let's say, movie response, and let's create this class here, right? So this class is created. We'll come back to this in a moment. Let's import this first of all, and of course this is going to take all the entities thing. So we can take this help here from the entities project itself, which is core here. And if you look at this movie here, we can simply grab this props and put this here, right? So this is your create movie command request. Now it is returning you this movie response here, right? So let's see this, what we can do with this movie response here, right? So in case of movie response, only thing which it is going to have is like, apart from these properties, it is also going to have one id, right? So let's have this id itself, and let's mark this as an id, which is going to be int, which we are substituting there, which we have done in the repository section in the code itself, right? Now let's close this. So we are done with this movie and create movie command. Let's close other tabs, and we are here for this create movie command itself. Right now any command or query needs to be handled, so that means like it needs a handler itself. So let's go ahead and create this handler itself, and let's call this create movie command handler. And what I'm going to have is create movie command handler, and let's have something like this handler. And that is also going to take you from your I request handler, rather I request. So this is going to be handler, so that is what I request handler. So it is going to take this create movie command, which in return is going to return you this movie response, and that's what it needs to implement here. And if you just implement this missing members, so you will see the task over here. So for that, we are just going to have this constructor injected, and that's the basic template here, and that is how it is going to delegate the thing via repository. And that is going to take me iMovie repository, and let's have this movie repository, and let's have this field created over here. And if I just go ahead and create this, so this is done. Now let's mark this as async, because we are going to apply await here, of course. Now let's create this movie entity itself, right? So where movie entity equals, now we are also going to need this movie mapper itself, but let's create first of all here. And then we are just going to have this map, and let's say movie, and let's have this request. Now what we are going to do is like, let's say if movie entity, right, is null, right, just do a simple null check. So maybe we can throw new application exception just for the sake of completeness, something like we can just say that there is an issue with mapping probably. And now if there is no issue with that, so what we can do here is like, we can simply go ahead and we can simply do that, add async, and let's say movie entity itself. And once this is here, right, so we can get the movie response, of course. And we can simply get this movie response is like, again we need to map it back, right? So we can simply say movie mapper dot map, and this time it's going to be movie response itself. Now from this movie response to this needs to be into a movie response itself, and what is coming back is new movie. So new movie is getting translated into as movie response, because we need to return this as into a movie response type, right, which we have. And this is having one id property extra. That's what we are returning, right? And now just go ahead and return this movie response. So now this thing is done. Although this movie mapper is giving an issue which we are going to create, of course this movie needs to be imported, so import this. And let's go and create this movie mapper next.